This week, we head to the piney woods of East Texas and hang with the current head coach of the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks football team. We talk barbecue and football with head coach Colby Carthel.
Let's go.
This is Colby Carthel on the One Star Recruits podcast. Axum Jacks.
Yo, aloha. Welcome to the One Star Recruits podcast. I'm DK, joined as always by my best friend of 25 years, Rip. We're a couple one stars who, like you, are on this journey of life, learning, loving, getting better every day with the help of some five-star athletes, entertainers, coaches, celebs from around the world. This week, we are in East Texas. Boston had the big ticket, Rip. East Texas, guess what they have, bro?
The big coach.
The big coach. They also have the big thicket. It's a national preserve, bro. Ever heard of it?
Big Thicket. That'd be a good nickname for Coach Carthel. Now that you bring it up, the Big Thicket.
Damn, that would be pretty good. The big thicket. It's actually a national preserve. Believe it or not, in East Texas, there's tons of forest areas and a lot of greenery and a lot of rivers and small lakes that go down to Louisiana and out to the Gulf, man. But now on my list, it was a bad joke that you actually turned into a fucking great idea. The big thicket, man.
I love it, man. This tour of America over the summer continues. We had stops in Iowa, Atlanta. We had East Texas on a couple weeks ago with Lumberjacks great Larry Centers, DK. Now we're double dipping, going back to Nacogdoches here.
Yeah. The universe sent us back to East Texas. Big romantic spot for balloon rides, man. For you ever think about doing one of those hot air balloon rides with your lady?
I've actually thought about it a lot, but I have this fear of heights, and I'm good if I'm in a fully enclosed thing like a gondola but like the ski lifts or the hot air balloons, those kill me, man. I can't be up that high and not be like fully enclosed in something.
It's just wild that you said a lot. So you thought about this a lot. So this keeps you up at night. The thought of a romantic hot air balloon ride over Albuquerque, another famous place for balloon riding. This thing keeps Rip up at night, man. I am a strong no, not interested. They seem out of control to me. How do you steer those things?
I think you just let the wind take you. Hopefully you have someone in there that knows what they're doing, because if you just went up there with your wife and just you, you might not come back down, man.
No, you need a pro, but maybe I need more information on it. But beautiful area, East Texas. It's the gas capital of the United States, Rip. I think you got a little game prepared. I'm probably going to blow it right now, but also Texas Country Music Hall of Fame down there in East Texas. A couple places that you got to add to the road trip list as we cruise around the United States, like you mentioned.
And we'll talk about more of the barbecue. I do have a little game. This is covering obviously Stephen F. Austin University and the town that it's in, Nacogdoches, where I know most of the people tuned into this episode are probably alumni, fans, part of the program now. So we're gonna, DK, you're an Arizona guy. You live in Hawaii. Never been to East Texas, I assume. So we're gonna have a little fun with this. I got 3 quick questions for you that I want to ask you about that area of East Texas. You ready?
All right. Go ahead. I've already dropped about 4 gems on you since this pod has started. Some small sleeper hitters, but I think I'm ready. Go ahead. We're
going to drop some more. This first one is right in your wheelhouse because you worked in the NBA for a while with the Golden State Warriors. And Nacogdoches is actually, I think, pretty unique. It's probably one of the only cities in America that's within a 6-hour drive of 5 different NBA arenas. There's a couple hours away, and a little further there's a few more, but it's within a 6-hour drive of 5 different NBA arenas. Without looking at a map, how many of those cities can you name?
New Orleans.
Boom.
Houston.
Yep.
Dallas.
Yes.
San Antonio.
Yes. The easy Texas ones.
Oklahoma City.
You got it. You got all 5. I guess that was too easy of a question.
I'll give you a G League, 2 G League. You got Frisco, Texas, the Texas Legends, and you also have the Rio Grande Vipers down there too. 6-hour drive. Boom.
Look at you. All right. You're making a mockery of my game. I got a couple tougher ones for you here.
6 hours is a long ass drive though, by the way, too. It's not to be slept on. 3 hours acceptable drive, 6 hours becomes a full ordeal, but I'm glad I nailed that. Go to next one.
All the Texas ones are within like a 3-hour drive, but obviously the New Orleans and Oklahoma City are the 6-hour. But I don't think there's many other cities in America you can name that 5 arenas are within a 6-hour drive. So anyway, let's go on to number 2. The football stadium at Stephen F. Austin is called Homer Bryce Stadium. And there's something really unique about it. So I'm going to give you 3 options. You tell me which one you think it is. The unique thing about Homer Bryce Stadium. Number 1, it has college football's only barbecue pit at field level that is running during events like games. Number 2, it has a swimming pool behind the north end zone. Number 3, it's open to the public 24/7. Which one of those do you think is true about Homer Bryce Stadium? It's open 24/7 to the public. It has a swimming pool behind the north end zone, or it has college football's only barbecue pit at field level that is running during events.
I really have no idea, but one would be sweet. I just don't think I see issues maybe with that, burns and stuff. I don't know. Third, open 24/7, possibly. I know it's a great, open, wonderful city, safe city. I'm gonna go with number 2, Rip.
Number 2 is the swimming pool behind the north end zone.
Swimming pool behind the north end zone is my guess. I know it's not Chase Stadium in Phoenix where the Diamondbacks play, but I'm gonna go with that. Is that true?
I'm sorry, but that's totally made up. If there is one, I don't know about it. The fact is, it is open to the public 24/7 outside of when events are happening, which I thought is really unique. You can go in that place and walk the track anytime. A college football stadium open to the public 24/7. I love that.
Yeah. My bad, Lumberjacks on that one. I should have known that. Maybe if there is a hidden swimming pool somewhere in the north side, let us know.
All right, so I tricked your brain on that one. You got 1 out of 2. This is the last question, and we talked about Butcher Boys. It's a barbecue place. We talked about it in the interview with Coach Carthel right there in Nacogdoches. That's Butcher Boys Smokehouse and Deli. Actually known for their burgers as well. It's Coach Carthel's favorite barbecue and brisket place in Nacogdoches. How much, DK, do you think is the most expensive thing on the menu? This is East Texas. This is not Hawaii. This is not California. Just give me within a couple dollars of how much you think the most expensive item on the menu is at Butcher Boys.
Okay. I know the brisket's a little bit more expensive, so I'll go in that range and I'll say the brisket. And I say you can get a brisket plate for $10.99.
Oh, you are off on that. You are underestimating East Texas. $17.75. It's actually the 14-ounce hand-cut ribeye. It comes with fries or potato salad and a drink. Inflation has hit East Texas, bro. $17.75.
The combo meal. I was thinking about just meat alone, the combo platter. But yeah, damn, that sounds amazing, though. That's still the right price for that. That's a shitload of food, I'm sure.
Yeah, so the East Texas barbecue, Nacogdoches, it hits. Coach Carthel's probably eating it a couple times a week. We talked about it during this interview, but good job, DK. Your East Texas trivia, the NBA one, you nailed.
NBA's right there in my jam. I got to get to know a little bit more, but I know that it's a little bit more beautiful than I would expect. I'm excited to add it to the road trip. It's a great place to swing through, check out a couple sites, and make your way through East Texas. Maybe if you're cruising down to New Orleans or towards Florida, going to Miami or whatever, just swing by, pop on this interview. Enjoy this interview with a guy you'll see coaching, I think, for a big-time program in the next 5 years, and current head coach of the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks, head football coach Colby Carthel.
Now joining the One Star Recruits podcast, we have a husband, a father, the current head coach of the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks football team, and a guy we'll probably talk to about Texas barbecue just as much as we'll talk about with football over the next 20 minutes. Colby Carthel, thanks for hanging out with the One Stars, Coach.
Hey, Rip, glad to be here. Appreciate you and DK having us on to talk a little Lumberjack football and food. I'll talk food all day, and we'll get to football too there at the end, I guess.
Yeah, let's get right to it. That barbecue talk. I'm out here in California, DK's in Hawaii, so really all we can do is drool over all those brisket pictures and videos that you post on Twitter. Your squad is the preseason WAC #1. What's your #1 go-to barbecue spot down there in Nacogdoches?
Ooh, here in Nac, it'd probably be Butcher Boys would be the in-house favorite here in town. But you're in Texas, so just about every little town along the way, he's got a hole in the wall that can cook it up pretty good. So we got a saying around here: if you can't be a big-time coach, be a big coach, and we try to live by that each and every recruiting trip we take.
It's a great reason to get out there to East Texas, man, and get a tour of the campus and get some barbecue. I'm ready for lunch now. It's 8 a.m. here where I am. Coach, you guys look like you're having a lot of fun out there. You just had a big retreat. We know it's a lot of business too. The record's gotten better and better each year that you've been there. And now, like Rip said, you're the preseason #1 ranked on the national poll. It's got to be the family atmosphere and having fun and bonding and putting all that together. How has that translated into success on the field?
Well, I think culture eats strategy for breakfast, and we've been able to develop some good culture here. And people ask me all the time how you turn programs around. With what we did at A&M Commerce, took that one from one of the worst in the country to a national champion, and kind of following the same track here. And it's just getting the right people in the building. Starts with the staff, and been very, very blessed through the years to work with fantastic people, good men that take care of kids, and good family men, and then getting the right kind of players in that locker room. Yes, there's lots of good players out there, but finding the players with character and not recruiting characters, I think pays dividends in the long run, and got some fantastic young men in that locker room that have done and put in a lot of good hard work, and where we started to where we're at now, preseason favorites, that's a tip of the hat to those guys and the hard work they've put in, what they've done to bring this program along.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a family atmosphere. You have 3 sons, and you and your wife recently celebrated your 20th. Congratulations. Rip and I we're coming up on 10 years. I want to get that right. I want to make sure I'm right on that. What's a pro tip, Coach, on marriage from a marriage veteran like yourself to keep things going strong?
Everybody always talks about keeping family first, but I think, I think you got to keep God first in your marriage, and you got a marriage founded on a good book, because there's going to be some trials and tribulations in life, no matter if you're coaching football or running a podcast or out there surfing in Hawaii. It's highs and lows of life, and you got to be grounded in what can get you through. And so we've been very blessed and have had a wonderful 20 years, and she's my best friend, and we have a lot of fun together. She's a coach too. I tell everybody I'm the 3rd best coach in the family. My dad's a Hall of Fame coach. She's a Hall of Famer. And here I am rolling along the 3rd wheel, but we make do. Have 3 good boys, and they're 7, 4, and 2 right now. So it's a whirlwind every day in the Carthel household.
I bet we playing that zone defense, as they say sometimes, with that setup. Oh, man, I didn't know your pops was a coach too. What sport, and what do you bring from pops every day when you clock in for work?
Yeah, he's the real Coach Carthel. Half our staff either played or coached for him. He was a college football coach and is in several Hall of Fames. Eastern New Mexico, West Texas A&M. I coached with him up there for 8 years as the defense coordinator, and during his time there, we were the most successful college football team in the state of Texas there from 2005 to 2012. And so he still helps us. He's actually here today. We're starting camp tonight, and so he volunteers for us and helps us out with our special teams. He's in the box during game day, and so we coach together each and every week. It's a load of fun.
I love it. Does he have any particular style or play or something that he brings, other than it sounds like an unbelievable attitude and great leadership?
He's kind of the old moss back, we call him the OG because, he's 70 years old now. And he actually filled in. I got COVID there in 2020. We were playing. And so he came down and he filled in as the head coach, interim head coach for that game, and won. And I mean, we were on ESPN, or he was, and I was like, geez, I'm doing all the work down here and come down for one day and get you an 8-minute segment on Sports Center. So, but he's an awesome dad and a great coach. And I think our players and staff really enjoy having him around.
Oh man, it really is about family, listeners out there. And Stephen F. Man, this amazing.
We interrupt this interview for a brief moment to talk about the greatness of the UCAN products that we use every day. DK, I'm a big fan of the chocolate almond butter energy bars that keep me going every day. What's your favorite UCAN product?
I do a smoothie every morning, and recently I've been subbing out orange juice for the tropical orange flavor UCAN energy mix. I put a packet of that in. I also put an avocado in. It does something really great. It helps me curb my hunger cravings, and I'm fully hydrated for the day. So recommend the UCAN tropical orange mix.
There it is. It's all about energy on this podcast and really in life, and UCAN products help us with that. So check out all the products, get 20% off all your orders and free shipping at ucan.co/1STAR and use the code 1STAR at checkout. Back to the interview.
What you're doing is working, and you clearly love the city. Recently signed on to stay at Stephen F. Austin, I believe, through 2027, which is terrific. What about NAC, living there and you're being so committed, and now you're raising your 3 kids there long term? What about the city that you love?
Yeah, this oldest town in Texas, Nacogdoches, and it's so beautiful here. If you've never been here, you need to hop off that rock and take a trip, because Texas is a great state. We were a republic. We joined the United States, so I'm a proud Texan. We get to fly our flag at the same height as the United States flag. But this is one of the true gems of this state. You know, it's off the beaten path. There's no interstate running through here just yet, and beautiful piney woods, and more importantly, beautiful people. Just great folks out here. Great place to raise a family. And you know, you're 2 hours from Houston, 2.5 from the Metroplex, DFW. So if you need to get anywhere or do anything big city wise, you can do that. But you've got a great college town full of great people. So glad to be here. Hope to stay a long time.
Well said, man. Let's get that. Rip, we got to clip that one. That's for the for everything going on there. That's beautifully said, Coach. And, Stephen F. Austin has a long list of players who have gone to the NFL. I think it's right around 40, which for a smaller school is very impressive. We just had one of the GOATs from our childhood and one of the GOATs of Stephen F. Austin, Larry Centers, on a couple weeks back. Who's next, Coach? Who will be playing on Sunday from that program?
Well, we've got 2 guys right now in our senior class that have mid-round draft grades, so they'll definitely, I think, provided they stay healthy and will have a chance to play on. And one of them is Xavier Gibson, our unanimous All-American receiver over the past 3 years. He's shattered every record, and he'll actually leave early. He could come back for a 5th year if he wanted to. And then B.J. Thompson is a 6'6" defensive end, broad jump 11 feet, and can be in like nobody's business. Both those guys should end up getting drafted, and we've got several other really good seniors and up and comers. So I think we'll continue to start to put some out. Rayshad Nichols played for us last year, a big 320-pound defensive tackle. He's with the Ravens right now, and so doing good things. John Franklin Myers is a really, really good defensive end with the Jets. He almost won a Super Bowl with the Rams there back 19, I believe it was, but he signed, I think, a $55 million deal this past year, his second contract. So I'm hoping if John Franklin Myers is listening, we need a new locker room or a field house or weight room. We'll put his name on it, but John's a great friend of mine and a great friend of this program and does give back. And so we do have great tradition. That's one of the things that really drew me here was the tradition and then the location, because we are right smack dab in the Middle East, Texas, and you go out here and shake a pine tree, there's 3 or 4 guys fall out, run 4.4, and you got talent all around. And we work hard to keep that talent right here at home and have been able to do that.
Oh, and then we got the OG Carthel running special teams. So who knows what's going to come out of that special teams class in the years to come. Good stuff going on there, Coach. I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We've been blessed, and this year's going to be fun. Like I say, we've got start camp today, and first practice in the morning. We're playing week 0. And so our kids are fired up, got close to 30 seniors, and they're really excited about what's to come this fall.
Coach, we have a fun little segment we end every interview with. It's called 1 star to 5 star. We're 1 stars. We're trying to get better with advice and tips from every guest we have on this podcast, like yourself. So I want to ask you a few questions that run the gamut on a 1 to 5 star scale. Let's say 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. Okay, so let's start out. I love Twitter. I know you're a big Twitter guy too. You're a pretty prolific tweeter, but you only follow 72 accounts on there. So my question is, who is the 5-star follow for you that you love seeing when they're posting their tweets come through in your feed? Someone you follow that you always look forward to seeing the content come through.
It was Merle Haggard, but he passed from this world. So rest in peace, Merle Haggard. He's the greatest singer-songwriter in history. Anyway, because he's not posting anymore, I'd have to go with Wade Phillips, son of Bum. And
all right.
He's a witty rascal. He's a great friend of mine. And he's always got some good stuff he's putting out there. And so I really, really enjoy following him.
I didn't know Wade was on Twitter. One of the best defensive minds in football there.
Son of Bum. He's a 5-star.
He's a 5-star. I'm going to follow him right now. My notes. That's great. Love it, Coach.
All right. Speaking of 5-star, we mentioned you have the 3 boys. They have some killer names, some 5-star names. We have Major, we have Bear, and we have Stone. Nice. That to me either sounds like a law firm or an army unit you got going on down there. Such great names, right? But so I have 2 boys of my own, and it makes for a crazy household with so many males running around. What's a 1-star moment you've had as a parent of 3 boys trying to keep things under control? Like, we're talking emergency room visits, projectile vomit, under rip, Coach.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's pretty much every morning. It's a 1-star morning. They're all 3 different. We're trying to raise them all the same. Our eldest, he's a sweet kid and caring, and my second one, Bear. I mean, we named him Bear and then he turned into one, and he is just he's hell on wheels. And I mean, I'm already looking at the different penitentiaries around as to which one he's going to end up in. And then, Stone is kind of a mixture of the two, but it's, there are some interesting moments, things flying around in our house. I don't know. The other one, I guess just the other day, Stone, the youngest, he swallowed a jewel and, a little plastic jewel. And so of course we had to make sure it passed through. And so we did, we went through that and showed him, and so now he just wants to tell everybody about pooping the jewel out, and he's wanting to eat more jewels so he can poop it out. So I would say that's a 1-star moment there, pooping jewels at the Carthel household.
I love you have Bear who turned into a bear, and you have Stone who's literally swallowing stones. I love it.
Stones, yeah, at a young age. So he'll get older and he won't think it's so funny.
All right, last one here. The plan for the WAC is to move up to FBS sometime in the somewhat near future. You've played in some amazing venues when you were a high school player in Texas, and now you've coached in some legendary stadiums too. When we talk FBS, though, we talk about the huge places, Notre Dame's, the Florida States. What's a 5-star venue that you'd love to visit or play a game in when that time comes for the Lumberjacks to make the leap up to the FBS?
Ooh, I don't know that I want to say that, because if you're talking 5-star, that'd be like a major Power 5. That'd be taking an L probably,
Hey, you guys almost got Texas Tech last year.
Yeah, we were close. Thanks for bringing that up, Rip. Golly, I was having
it was close.
Time. Oh, couldn't punch it in there 6 yards out. So, great venues. I think up there at the Big House or Notre Dame, those two I think are pretty cool. I've been in all these down here in Texas. They've got some great ones as well. But one of those two would be probably pretty special. Just the history and tradition all the way back to the start of college football. I think those would be pretty cool to play in.
Hey, I remember when Appalachian State, I believe, went into the Big House and knocked off Michigan and got paid a pretty hefty amount of money for it. So
it's always good when you win and they pay you to do it. So
exactly, right?
Yeah, that's how we'll upgrade that locker room too. If our alumni aren't listening to this podcast, which I'm sure they are, Coach, I'm glad you took that shot, man.
You bet.
Look,
shoot your shot, man.
You're doing your thing, man. You're doing your thing. Look, season opener, August 27th, FCF Kickoff Classic versus Jacksonville State on ESPN. A ticket's still available, right, Coach?
Tickets are still available. And like I say, national TV. I'm a small school guy. I've come up through the ranks, played on the Ocho, ESPN 8, all my whole career. This ESPN 1, baby. We're in the big time now. It's kind of like being on 1-Star Recruit podcast. I mean, heck, we've arrived.
Hey, I know we're just we're warming you up. I know you're doing the Paul Feinbaum show later today. I hope we're worthy, and thank you so much. I hope you had a good time on 1-Star Recruits here. He's at Coach Carthel on Twitter. He's a great Twitter follow, just like Wade Phillips. And Coach, good luck this season. We loved having you on.
I appreciate it, guys. It's awesome. As we say out here in the Piney Woods, Axel.
Another great energy head coach, Rip. I can see this guy getting one of those Florida, Texas A&M, maybe that Alabama job in the future. You never know. It's all about energy, especially deep South football, man. And Coach Carthel has it.
That was actually my first thought upon meeting him and reading his resume. And he does have the energy, but DK, we're focusing on East Texas right now. We don't want to break any hearts down there. This coach is signed through 2027 with Stephen F. Austin. So let's keep him in NAC, man. They don't all have to go big time. Yeah,
absolutely, man. You got to win some games. So we'll see. Good shit on deck for football fans all around. We got training camp in full effect. Hard Knocks is back on HBO. It's on deck with the Detroit Lions, who I'm kind of loving this team. Rip, it's gonna be a movie. What's happening in Detroit, just from the head coach to some of these players who are sick of losing. I don't think I've seen a franchise in a while who's felt this hungry. You know what I mean?
Dude, you're jumping the gun on my rec of the week, DK. I always recommend Hard Knocks every year, but no, thank you for. I got a backup one, unfortunately, for this show. But yeah, man, you see that? I mean, Coach Campbell is obviously like a star, right? But did you see that Jamal Williams clip yesterday?
Yeah, another guy who's got a small little taste of winning, and now being in that environment, it's not gonna have it anymore. It's from the heart. You can feel this team a little bit more. Now it's gonna have to turn around on the field a bit. I think there's a couple pieces that will be fun to watch. Maybe it's like a I don't know, man. I don't even know what to expect, but emotionally I'm connected with everything going on. I would love to see that same type of energy happening to my team, the Arizona Cardinals. It seems like the exact opposite is going on there as far as focus on winning. And that's becoming this the sole goal, at least from the clips that I see and the shit that I see on social media. So fucking go Lions.
Yeah, it's like if that emotion and the heart put into that stuff translated into wins, the Lions would be like a Super Bowl favorite. But I mean, dude, like I say 6-11 for the Cardinals this year. I mean, the Lions are probably going to go what, like 4-13 or something like that. But dude, I mean, it is good. That's what's great about Hard Knocks too. You know, those emotional moments that you get to see like that. And I mean, that stuff isn't always scripted. I mean, that was pure from the heart from a guy, Jamal Williams. And I even saw that there's another good scene in the debut episode with number 2 overall pick, I think, Aiden Hutchinson, and he's singing Billie Jean during the rookie the song or whatever. They said it's one of the best performances ever. So I'm definitely tuning in. I'll never miss Hard Knocks. I love that show.
Rip's committed. There it is, man. Yeah, it's good shit. It's I like it when the rookies sing. Our boy Justin Tucker just got paid too. Opera singer. Mom, he's the kicker with the Baltimore Ravens. Just got like what do you get, Rip? An extension? Kicker's making 25 mil now.
Oh, he's probably the greatest kicker of all time. Or yeah, I think he got like 17 million guaranteed, and just another reason why I'm just molding my 6-year-old into a future NFL kicker, man.
Oh yeah, we're still on that. What are you doing? What are you doing for that? What are you practicing?
I haven't done anything yet, but I gotta find a camp out here, man. We went to a Chargers training camp the other day, and they had a sample like field goal thing set up where you can kick it through the uprights. And he didn't even want to try it. He's a little shy about it, but we get one of those things in our backyard, then we'll be talking.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the shyness, man. I think it's important to push your kids when they're in those shy moments. I know this is unsolicited, but to give it a go, supportive anyway. Looking back on my own childhood, I remember a couple of those moments, mainly at Phoenix Firebirds games. Just not wanting to do the fast pitch or do like the mini field. And the couple of times I got out there, it was always worth it, even when I didn't want to. I'm probably just projecting as an adult. My wife tries me to do things all the time, and I'm a huge no guy with that. I wonder if I would have been pushed as a 6-year-old to do the field goal thing. If I would be more down as an adult, Rip. How heavy is that? Too deep for you?
No, I love it. And it's one of those things where you don't know what it's like until you try it. So starting or trying is the hardest part usually, right? And then you do it and you have some success, and then you build.
So you were in Costa Mesa, you guys hit the field goal area, and he said, nah, I don't want too many people around. You say cool, or do you give it a little go? Do you try to do a little salesmanship?
Dude, I went and bought him a donut and sat down, and they had these great donuts down there. No, but they have a good setup down there at Chargers camp. They have you can run the 40-yard dash.
Wait. You bought the donut and what? And tried to convince him that this is still a thing to do? I'm still focused on training for a kicker, man. What was the dad moment we had here with the donut?
Yeah, no, he doesn't know that I'm trying to push him into being the kicker. That's the thing, because they had the 40-yard dash, they had the throw. He didn't want to do any of them. I think he's just too young and too kind of shy right now. But so I didn't push it too much. But if we go next year, I think he'll be on top of it. He's got to build some confidence.
With the kids only, could you got out there and done the 40-yard?
Oh no, you could. Yeah, anybody could go. I didn't.
Well, that's the move then, right there. Take off that shirt, just like Coach Carthel does at practice sometimes, and you go run the 40 for him, bro. I mean, that's the move.
I think last time I ran a 40 was in my 20s. It was about a 5.4 second 40-yard dash. I'd probably be like over 6 now, man. I can't. Probably the slowest time of the morning, I'm sure.
Shit. Last time you had a 40, it was probably Old English in Mesa.
That's true too.
No, that's cool, man. You see our boy Aloy out there, Aloy Gilman, 1-star.
Yeah, we have 1-stars all over there, man. I saw Aloy, I saw Eckler. I was telling Wes that's a guy he should look up to because he's 5'10", Austin Eckler, and we saw a lot of Eckler jerseys, a lot of Herbert jerseys out there, of course. And but the best part of the camp was running into our guy Jamal LaFrance, who's the media relations guy for the Chargers. I actually got to meet him, gave him a 1-star shirt, and had a good conversation with him, man. So it's good to put faces to names and meet some of these guys that are helping us book guests.
It's a good dude. Just waiting for that Khalil Mack booking, my man. Thank you so much for all your love. Throwing that into the universe there, Rip. What's up with Herbert? Is that going to be the first quarterback I should take off the board? Does he look real?
He's up there. I mean, I was a Burrow guy last year before he broke out, and I can't imagine he's not going to have a good year this year. So I think
Well, what do your eyes tell you, bro? You're out there right at practice. She's singing that shit. Everything good.
He looks amazing, and it is like Burrow because they're both still really young, and I can't see their stats not improving from last year. You know, he's got a gun, man.
How'd Keenan Allen look in person? He's still that number one, or you see anybody coming for that job there? I'm trying to get fantasy insider advice, Rip.
He's definitely the number one. I mean, I know Mike Williams had a good year last year. Keenan is just one of those guys. I think he's been around so long that he probably takes it easy during camp, and revs it up during the season. But so he's still solid. But one of my sleepers, especially if anything happens to Keenan or Mike Williams, is a guy named Joshua Palmer from University of Tennessee. I think he's in his third year down there. He had some big catches last year, but that's a guy. I mean, he's easily capable of 1,000-yard years if one of those guys goes down.
Oh, damn. Really nice. I got a sleeper too, actually, up in Detroit. I would like a Texas A&M guy played in the league. I think he's 2017, but I'm keeping my eyes on Josh Reynolds up in Detroit. I think he also can have a good sleeper year this year if we're going to throw those into the universe. How about on your Cardinals? I got one. Coach Kingsbury's brought him up a couple times, so it's not really a sleeper.
It's Rondell Moore. I know who you're talking about.
No, man. I'm excited about, Benjamin, man.
Oh, okay.
ASU guy, Arizona guy. I think Connor's going to do a lot of goal line work. I'm a little bit worried about just concussions with the way he runs. Sounds like Eno's doing Mr. Everything else out of the backfield this year, which is kind of interesting and exciting. He's that smaller guy, lower guy, maybe can get through some holes or find himself out of the backfield and some screens and stuff, especially if Kyler's moving defenses around with his legs. We're throwing out sleepers now. This is what we've come to, man. You got any others?
I mean, Rondell Moore, you brought him up a couple episodes ago, but heard positive things from him out of camp. And if they actually use him like they drafted him to use, I mean, he could put up some numbers for sure and definitely should be on a fantasy team.
Yeah. I think Rondell, he's not even a sleeper, Rip. Everybody knows he's coming.
True. We got a lot of 1-star bumps this week, DK. You want to go over the 1-star bumps of former guests who have done big things in the past couple weeks?
Yeah, run through them. I don't have a list. I wasn't keeping track. What do we got?
I got a list. We haven't talked about these in a few weeks, so some of them happened a couple weeks ago. But Eric Pascal, former 1-star guest, signed a 1-year deal with the T-Wolves. He was with the Jazz last year and didn't get a ton of playing time, but he's now with the Timberwolves on a squad that looks like it's on the rise. He's following Rudy Gobert up there. What do you think about him in Minnesota?
He'll get some playing times. Let me look at that shit. I don't have that roster in front of me right now, but I think this is a good landing spot for him to facilitate to get open shots. Dang it, internet, of course. Good landing spot, man. I think it's the right place for a veteran like him. It's a bummer that he couldn't chill with his homie Donovan. Remember, best friends, grew up together in the same street. I'm still interested in where that dude goes, to be honest, more so. Shout out Mr. Eric Pascal, great 1-star bump. Very still concerned about where your playing mate, Spida Mitchell, ends up.
I got 3 more, DK. Jason Terry, a great 1-star guest from about a year ago. He was, I believe, coaching a G League team. He went to Utah. Now he's an assistant coach with the Jazz. So he's back in the NBA on a playoff team. And so big ups to Jason Terry, 1-star bump.
Yep, Arizona guy, Southwest love. Who else?
These are all NBA, actually. Javon Carter, he re-upped with the Milwaukee Bucks. He found a spot there after he was traded from Brooklyn last year, and he was pretty much the backup to Drew Holiday. So he signed a 2-year deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. So good vibes for Javon Carter there in Milwaukee.
There it is. That's it.
The last one, and this is the biggest one, our guy Bones Highland. We talk about him a lot. He was on right after he got drafted with us, and he scored 62 points in a Pro-Am. And I know you're hearing all these stories with the Pro-Ams. I think Boncaro scored like 50 in Seattle, and LeBron scored like 40 in the Drew League. But Bones scored 62 in something called the Brunson League Pro-Am. So anytime you score 62, it's noteworthy, right?
I mean, it is hard to score 50 plus. Your boy Jello had 52 in the Drew League this week.
That's another one. It's another 1-star bump.
There's another 1-star bump. I think the pro leagues are kind of, and that's kind of you to bring up Bancaro and not mention that he got punked at that same Pro-Am run. I don't know about Pro-Ams for me. I think it's another marketing tool. It's more basketball 365, and I think it's so cool for people to be able to get that close to the NBA guys. I don't know, though. I don't really love it. And I went to the San Francisco Pro-Am growing up when I was not growing up as an adult, early days. I mean, Steph Curry would drop by, Jason Richardson would drop by, Matt Barnes would come by. and it always felt like it was fun, but it always felt like a car wreck was about to happen, and I still kind of feel that way about them. So I don't know if I trust the pro-ams as far as of basketball skill or not. I think if you can launch and you're feeling good that day, you can put up some points. I don't know. Am I being a boomer? Is that old man shit?
No, I mean, listen, man, we hear the 62 points, but we don't hear like the stats. He could have went like 15 for 73. We don't hear the stat line. So, but yeah, I mean, you speak of a car wreck. Bones actually got some guy threw a punch at him the other day in the Pro-Am too.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Another guy who was on the Nuggets, some team on the Nuggets. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
The Deontay Murray, Banchero thing. I mean, that's kind of a car
wreck. It's a part of the show. It's kind of part of the Pro-Am. Actually, that one, Matt Barnes. What was the year? It must have been 2009, maybe 2010. San Francisco Pro-Am, small gym, Kezar Stadium, maybe 1,200, 2,000 in the gym. But this white dude, Matt Barnes, swung on him mid-game, and it's just I think it's part of the Pro-Am experience. And your boy Paulo Banchero got a ball thrown at him after he got dunked on. And, we'll see. It's not NBA basketball. It's not really officiated basketball. It's like kind of that street ball mix. It just makes my stomach, it makes me feel a little nervous is what it makes me feel like when I'm watching it.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's part of that NBA 365 that it helps keep basketball in the news even in the off season. So
yeah, I think that's the role it plays, and it keeps guys loose. But there's not a lot of defense being played in that shit, and so I mean, don't dig too much into it. I don't know, Rip. I sound like an old fart. I maybe edit all this shit out because if they came out to Maui and I could see NBA guys, I'm there and I'm paying money for it. Even so, I like actually that feeling is a feeling a lot of sports fans probably like. That's why I like the UFC. It's like the whole time I'm watching it, my stomach's involved. It's almost like you're watching a car wreck. Like in a sense, I don't know if we're triggered as humans for that, or if that's something that's more entertaining for some reason that you can't turn your head away from type shit. And I can so turn my head away from the fucking Mariners Yankees game the whole time. You know what I mean?
That's because it's baseball, man.
That's what I'm saying. Some sports hit for me, some for others, and it's a conversation. And I think that's where the Pro-Am falls. Ramble of the week. How about Rex of the week?
Yeah, what do you got? You want me to lead off, or you up?
Well, you got to pull out your plan B, so it's probably going to be just a poor ass wreck, man. You're pulling that B team out, JV.
No, I got a list, man. This is the second option. You stole my Detroit Lions Hard Knocks. That was the easy one. This one actually something I did with my 6-year-old this week. He just turned 6 last Monday, and Chase Bank allows you to open up a debit card account starting at age 6. So we went like 2 days after his birthday. It's called Chase First. It's a bank account for kids ages 6 to, I believe, 16. They get their own debit card. And look, man, I got mixed opinions from family, like, oh, he's too young, he doesn't need that. But he really wanted to do it. He's been wanting to do it forever. And I don't think there's any downside because it could teach him about saving money. It can teach him about how banks work. He's got his own bank card now. He hasn't used it, but it's another learning lesson for a 6-year-old about how the world works and how to save money. So I'm all for it. Chase First. I don't know if the other banks are even doing this, but as young as 6 years old, he can open up this account.
Hell yeah. He's going to be 8 years old, and he's already figured out when you lose your debit card how to get online and get yourself another one once it gets lost and stolen. I lose those.
He's gonna have the app He's gonna have the app before he even has a phone. But the best thing about it, he got $150 for his birthday, and he said he wanted to put it all in the bank. He didn't want to spend it.
Big baller. Yeah, get that thing in the bank, man. Save it for a rainy day.
Exactly. What do you got, DK?
Wreck of the week for me is my investment that I made is I finally gave in after going through 2 generic brands, both gifts, and they suck after a couple months. The amazing invention that I use every day for sore muscles now that I'm getting ready for this little marathon and working out again. It's not an ad. Shit, I wish it was an ad. Wish they were a sponsor, but the real Theragun, man. It is so amazing of an invention. Thank you, dude, or ma'am, who figured this out. If you guys sore muscles, and the difference between the real one and the generic one is like night and day. But man, this thing really is a godsend, and it's expensive. That's why I have not gotten it in 10 years. And I wish I just would have gotten it a little bit earlier. So Theragun, wreck of the week. Get it if you got sore muscles.
You're using what, like pro pro sports teams are using there. How much does that thing cost? Give us a price tag on that.
400.
400. All right. And
Mercs are like 89.99, and they just aren't it, man. So yeah, this is it. Comes with a great carrying case. It lives in whatever room you're in. So
you travel with it too. You bring it easily fit in a suitcase.
Just got it. I think you can. I'll bring it to this marathon. But it's a simple thing. It's not crazy. It's not gonna blow your mind type shit. It's just I think it's the power. I think it's the way that these ones are built. Just work through, especially your quads. For me, especially my quads, 5 minutes. Just work through that shit. So there it is. Damn, it should be a sponsor. That was such a good. Holy shit, Rip.
How is your marathon training going for all the listeners out there who aren't caught up? DK, you're running a half marathon in what, 3 weeks now? I think the Labor Day weekend.
I had a terrible fallback, bad week last week. Kimmy went out of town for a little bit. I had some bad eating, and I had some rationalization out of consistent running. So I went yesterday, and I only got a mile in, and I was dying when I was up to 3 miles 3 times a week. So what is it? It's August 10th. 16 more days, man. And
wait, the half marathon is it's on September 4th, right?
26 more days, 28 more days. Something like that.
You got to build up to 13 miles. There's no way you're getting up there in 26 days. Are you gonna? Yeah. Are you?
I'm not going for time. I just want to finish it. If I could do a 10-minute mile, that would be amazing. I'm probably gonna be 12-minute mile range. I think I've gotten full commitment from both my wife and our friend who's also doing this with us, Rebecca, that they've already committed to just doing full walk runs. So I'm going to be on a solo mission, man. And I'm going to go for 10-minute miles. And I haven't ran more than 3 miles yet outside. And it was really fucking hard.
You got an uphill battle. Is your goal to not stop running the whole way? Or you think that's a possibility? I
want to try to do 3 miles, 3-mile runs. And then if I can keep going, I'm going to keep going. And then just like 5.5 walk. And then back at it. We'll see, man. I need to get my Hokas back on and get at it. That's consistencies. Well, I learned from our prior podcast guests, and I just threw it off last week a little bit with, you would get the
Taco Bell,
yourself. Pizza, Taco Bell. Gummy bears were back, all the things, and then, I don't have to go for the run. I'll just go walk down and get a taco. Nope, shit does not work in marathon training. So
are you still chronic free?
I'm doing a little bit of a pen now because bro, my sleep fell off. My sleep fell off. So I'm doing a little bit of the pen now. I've reintroduced, which has been nice for sleepy time. My dreams just got a little bit crazy. I wanted to dream again, and the dreams were just really crazy, not too well, but I was sleeping like shit, which was affecting me for, especially when I was doing the 3 miles 3 times a week. So I got to get back into it. This is my week. Playing golf today, and I'm back running tomorrow.
All right, 1 stars. There you go. Goals for the week. Get back on the trails, man.
Yep, back on the trails, man. And I am not a runner. I fucking hate every second of it. So we pulled it off, Rip. Got an hour here on this podcast. Thank you for sitting around. You give us 5 stars if you just like the Theragun. Not even the podcast. If you also like the Theragun or the replica Theragun, give Theragun 5 stars on our page and say that, or 1 star. But the review really helps us. Thank you. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.